Hi everyone, Callie here. Just wanted to say hello and talk a little bit about last module and also what's coming for this module, and just talk a little bit about some of the results from the quiz and some things that we want to carry forward. I do first want to start out by just saying thank you to everyone so far who has shared in the introductions. I've also really enjoyed reading about the different hobbies and struggles academically that you've had. Learning material does definitely look like, as I predicted, I'm not surprised about, that most of you, in order to learn these amazing skills that you have, employed intelligent practice. So you took lots of effort on your part, combined that with good strategies, and then also help from others. So I saw people reaching out to instructors, going to camps, looking to YouTube videos, and of course practice on their own parts. So all of these different skills, whether it's learning the piano, learning math, learning writing, cooking mac and cheese, all of those things take a lot of practice, and I'd like you to remember that and remember what you shared as you move forward in the semester. So not just with this class, but with your other classes. Remember that what it takes to learn a skill is that it takes effort on your part, which you can always check in with yourself about. Hey, am I putting in the time? Am I reserving enough time for this class? And your others. I'm not talking about just this class in particular, mostly this class, but other classes too. Am I putting in the effort? And if so, if I am putting in the effort, then what else do I need? Do I need good strategies? Do I need to do YouTube videos? Do I need to go meet with my instructor? Do I need to get help from a tutor? Which of those other three options do I need to employ so that I can really make sure that I'm practicing intelligently? So carry that forward with you in this course, because I welcome it. I understand what it takes to learn something. So I understand that you will need to come and we will need to talk about good strategies, that you will need maybe the videos or the tutorials didn't say it in that particular way that will help you. So these are not deficiencies. These are not getting things wrong. These are just things that you need to do as you learn something. So carry that forward with you. And keep in mind that, we all have to learn things. We all are vulnerable when we're learning. On that note, I appreciate also the vulnerability that I saw shared in the quiz question about what you may have struggled with in the past or even currently. I know that's kind of an odd question. I ask it because I know that we all struggle with something, right? And to each of us, our worst struggle is our worst struggle. My purpose in asking that is just to kind of acknowledge that we are going to have a struggle or a hurdle as we try to learn something new. Also, to just make sure and acknowledge that we have resources here on campus. And it doesn't have to be some big life-shattering event. These can be things like test anxiety that can be really, really awful when you're dealing with it, and sometimes you can't see a way out. But we do have these resources. So the best resource on campus, the best place to go for that answer is counseling, the counseling office. I definitely appreciated, I saw a couple people that marked the library, and I appreciated that. I'm here. Please come to me when you're going through anything like this. I will listen, we'll work, maybe you need an adjustment to the schedule, we'll work on something with the class, and then I will walk with you over to the counseling office so that people with expertise and with knowledge of other resources can help you even more so. So definitely know that you are not alone when you're going through those struggles, and that we have resources here on campus. One other thing about last week is you need certain amounts of completes on assignments to get certain grades. And last module 1, we had the course readiness quiz. So in order to get a complete, or have that be considered a complete, you needed to get at least a 70%. If you did not get a 70%, in line with my kind of growth mindset and learning I also employ this method where if you get an incomplete, you can resubmit until you get it complete. So as long as you're willing to put in the effort, take those good strategies from me, get help from others, then you can really get a complete on 100% of the things in this class, because you can just keep doing them. So that said, if you got an incomplete or you got less than a 70% on the quiz from Module 1, then what you can do is look at your quiz answers and see which ones you got a wrong answer for, and go through the syllabus, go through the tutorials, find the correct answer, find what I was looking for there, or if you only selected 2 of the 3 that needed to be selected, find which one was missing, and then just send me an email. Say, hey, I got a wrong score on this question, this is what the right answer is. So send me an email, I'll take a look at that, I'll compare it with your quiz and give you any extra points. So take advantage of that, especially with the course readiness quiz. You know, it's the first quiz. Sometimes it can take people by surprise because they're not quite sure what to expect. So don't get discouraged by that. Just kind of send me an email, let me know what the answers should have been, and I can adjust your score, definitely. All right, so that said, I think that's it with Module 1. Let's go into Module 2 and take a look at what is going on this week. So Module 2, we're actually getting into the material for the class. When you have a research project, what do? How do you start thinking about it? And we're getting right into it, A, because this is a fast-moving course, but also B, because you probably have courses with research projects right now. Maybe you're getting the assignments, maybe they're just ramping up. So hopefully as you go through these, you can be actively listening by asking yourself, well, how can I apply this to this research project? So the module starts with a pre-test. Now here's this word again, test, which can be kind of intimidating, but just know that as long as you attempt this test, then you will get the full 5 points. This is just an assessment of your current knowledge. It's just for me to see where you are at currently. At the end, you'll take a post-test that is, again, just to assess whether or not you learn the material and if I need to readdress some of the material. So do your best, but know that you're going to get 5 points out of 5 points, no matter what. It'll score you, but I will go in and change the score. So don't worry about that. Then you'll go into information literacy, the information age. I already kind of alluded to some of this in my first video. I mean, this is the stuff that really makes me interested in the course. Why do we find information that we want to find? How is information created? How are we managing when, gigabytes of information are created every second? So this is really an interesting kind of information era that we're living through. So this is just kind of the precursor to starting to think about that. And then we start talking about the research process and how to start thinking about a research project. Now, each of those items, the tutorials and the videos, it might be tempting to just kind of go through them and skip right to the quiz, which is that's what's graded. But just a warning that those tutorials and videos have checkpoints throughout them. So they will present some information and ask you a question. And I can actually see if you've completed those items or not. So those are things that I look for, and those are things that I want you to be aware of are in there. You'll talk about choosing a topic, again, something that you can probably apply to another class at this point. Narrowing your topic, doing some beginning research or some pre-search, as I like to call it, with Wikipedia and Google. And there's the first Wikipedia in there. And we will be using Wikipedia throughout the semester and creating an annotated bibliography that will help us actually improve Wikipedia. We'll edit a Wikipedia page and actually contribute to the scholarly conversation at a global level, right? Because everybody can access this. But don't worry, you will have the tools necessary to do this as a scholar. So nothing to be afraid of there. Then also your thesis statement. So as you start researching, thinking how to think of a preliminary thesis that you might actually use sources to support as you write. The next tutorial is scholarship as conversation. Your discussion question for this week is focused on this. And there's actually a couple pages in the book, if you ended up getting the book, on this same topic. So this is kind of thematically, this is a way to kind of set up how we will think about information and different sources in this course. And finally, a quiz on thesis statements, and also that discussion item that you will also need to complete. So all of that is due Saturday by 11:59 p.m. If you complete Module 2 early, Module 3 will open up, and then when you complete Module 3, Module 4 will open up. So complete those early and you can get them out of the way. Module 3 and Module 4 will not have discussion items. So yeah, that's everything that I wanted to cover. So I look forward to seeing your continued work on Module 2, and I will see you next module. Have a good night.